Hello everybody, and welcome to a chat from the engineering desk. Hope you're all doing well today. Thanks for joining me here. Today we're going to be talking about distance sensors and loRa and this little goat problem that I've got. So, yeah, I've got an infestation of goats here in the garden. So, hence I'm setting up some security to notify me when they're in the garden. So hence I have two radios over here. The loRa radios, I've got them connected to ESP32s, and over here we have the VL503 laser Lidar distance sensor. So what happens is, as goatee approaches, that distance is measured and this ESP via low power radio transmits it to that ESP receives it and then sends out the appropriate distance signal, or does whatever we want to with the signal. Turn on a light, sound a hooter, play sounds, whatever we need to deal with this problem. So these use SPI. Got them wired up on the breadboards here as per the drawing showed on the screen now. And then I've got the distance sensor wired up to the analog inputs 4 and 5 because that's I2C. And that's basically it as far as the electrical wiring is concerned. Both of these are plugged into USB. Now currently that one is transmitting the received data to the serial plotter, as you can see on the screen. Which means that you can see me moving my hand in and out over the sensor, or you can see the goat standing nearby looking to eat my plants. Just adding a little bit of humor in here. The goats are cute. We don't have a problem with them. No worries there. No goats were harmed in the making of this video. So let's talk about the code. Alright, let's start off with the transmitter. Move things up. Include files for the transmitter are SPI, loRa, wire.h, which will be I2C, then the VL53 L0X or LOX, include file for the sensor, and then the sensor, that is where the value, the distance, gets reported to. That's the variable that we declare in there. So the pins for the transceiver module are those. That value is where we're going to store the distance after reading it from the sensor. So we turn on comms 9600 board, and it reports what's happening with the loRa sender after it's initialized it. The loRa set pins, we tell it that we're on the European band for the loRa serial print delay, so that data is printed at that point. The sync word, which is the identifier which matches the two loRa modules together, is 0xF3, and once that has been done, we print that to the serial monitor. I2C gets turned on and the sensor gets initialized, and if it's happy with if it's found the sensor and it's happy, then it moves on to the loop. Tells the sensor it must report continuous readings. It must make continuous measurements and do continuous readings. So goat value is the sensor value in millimeters. So here's the packet that we put together, loRa begin packet, the distance in millimeters, the space, distance to goat, carriage return, loRa end packet, a delay of 1/4 of a second, and then we loop back to the top. So over there we distance to goat, so that's part of the string. So we got the distance in green, distance to goat, so those are in order shown over there. Down the receiving end, put that over there so you guys can still see it. It's much the same, except there's no sensor, so it's very similar to the transmitter up until this part below where it sits listening for a packet to come in. It then prints small goat as a text, a space, and then the loRa data, which would be the distance in millimeters. That's our graph over there. So if I take the goat away, it's now seeing the ceiling up above. See how that line has moved up. Goat is back in the garden. The goat has come to graze on my herbs in my herb garden. So there he is over there, close by. Now this is nice because you can transmit this data a couple of kilometers with these radios. So the laser sensor is connected to the appropriate pins for the I2C, and that's it. And I think that pretty much wraps up the video on loRa, and we also included the bonus content with laser sensors and goats. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of humor there. So, hope you have a wonderful day further. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, learned something from it. And for the rest, take care. I'll see you here for the next one. Cheers, folks.